Back with you on Get Up, and let's go to college football, where Big 12 athletic directors, university presidents, and chancellors held a video conference on Thursday evening to discuss the possibility of Oklahoma and Texas moving to the SEC. Now, both schools were invited to the meeting but declined to participate. So the plot thickens, and we bring in our Heather Dinich, college football reporter, to talk about this. Heather, what sentiment did you hear from people who were on the call last night?
The emotions were certainly running high yesterday evening. There was frustration, there was anger. People I spoke to who were on the call talked about this being relationships, right? And it's important to note that Oklahoma and Texas were not on the call. So as of yesterday evening, the other 8 schools, the athletic directors and their presidents and chancellors, were trying to figure out what's going on. They were blindsided by this. I mean, a week ago, they were talking about the 12-team college football playoff in the Big 12 and how it would benefit all of them. So there was a sense of trying to figure out as quickly as possible what's happening and how serious are OU and Texas about leaving. As of last night, they didn't know the answer to that question.
So what's their sense of what they want to do next?
Well, everybody's scrambling right now to figure out exactly what the intentions are of Oklahoma and Texas and what their motivation is. I had one person on that call tell me, look, if this is about money, let's figure out how to get them more money. There are flagship programs. If this is about revenue distribution, let's figure out a way to give them a bigger piece of the pie. So they made it clear yesterday that they want them to stay, but they also made it clear that if Oklahoma and Texas leave, they want to hold them to the grant of right agreements, the TV contract that they signed, and they want them to adhere to the Big 12 bylaw, which states you have to give 18 months notice if you're going to leave. And in this particular case, it would cost Oklahoma and Texas each about $76 million to leave. That's according to Big 12 bylaws.
Hoping to hit them in the wallet to keep them from leaving. So, RC, what's your reaction to all of this?
Hey, man, I mean, ain't this what happened when the NCAA has the leader who just washes his hand of every major thing, right? COVID, hey, conferences, schools, figure it out. NIL, hey, states, y'all figure it out. I don't want nothing to do with it. So people are saying, all right, you're going to make us make all of these decisions ourselves, do all of these things ourselves. Well, we'll form our own super conference. And if I'm Texas and if I'm OU, and I do hear that there may be an expansion of college football playoffs, now I know I don't have to stay in the Big 12 and hope to win a weak conference so I can get in. I can go play the Alabamas. I can play the LSUs. I can be in the most prestigious, the most competitive conference in the world and still get an opportunity to play in the college football playoffs. But every single game I play during the season will be big time. Texas and Oklahoma understands that they are the big bank of the Big 12 and that nothing moves and that nothing breathes without them. And you already see, if you listen to Heather, they're already talking about how to give them more money to stay and trying to take money away from them if they leave. Because everyone in that conference knows if those 2 teams leave, the Big 12 dies.
Yeah, I can't even imagine how they survive something like that. So, Heather, I also can't imagine what other conferences are thinking, looking around at the landscape. I mean, the concern is now you start having super conferences, but I wonder if other conferences are looking at this and saying, hey, what could happen if folks bolt, the big-time programs bolt from our conferences? Is that something that may be on the mind of other conferences around the nation?
Oh, they are watching this like a hawk. You better believe it. And they are all poised to jump if they...
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.